Hi guys, Telsif here. Today we'll talk about Ashwin and Team India and the last test match against England starting tomorrow, I think, at Old Trafford. So first of all, I honestly can't get my head around that how on earth Ashwin is not part of the playing 11 for the previous few test matches. It just looks like, Kohli has been stubborn and it's just him versus the press. Press keeps on putting this question after in every press conference, and Kohli comes up with Kohli logic. you know, but I think we've just gone too far with it. And personally, I've played a little bit of cricket and coached a lot and worked with a lot of spin bowlers. I would play Ashwin in the World 11 if I pick it today, in any conditions, because he's an attacking spinner, someone who's got a very good strike rate, and most importantly, he's not a bad number 8 either. So I would pick him as a spin bowler in World 11 right now, and he can't make it to India's playing 11, which is a big question mark for me anyways. And so on top of that, obviously, if you look at the conditions for the test match, so at the moment we are looking at least on and off rain for the first 2 days, high humidity like 70s and 80s, which is ideal for swing bowling. So we'll see how they will sort of obviously do they think that they need a spinner or 2 spinners, because England has announced 2 spinners in their squad, which kind of obviously gives it away that it would be end of the season drier wicket, but obviously we haven't seen the pitch yet, so we'll see how it goes. So now if you want to play Ashwin, I guess it will be a straight swap with Jadeja, and Jadeja sort of sits out and Ashwin plays. That probably is the best option. If the conditions, like if the weather forecast isn't great, what is the other thing you could do? So I guess like you could possibly just leave out both the spinners and add an extra batsman and just play with 4 seamers. Yeah, so that would be quite interesting to see what sort of 11 England picks. Okay, so if I was to pick Ashwin, I would pick Ashwin for the following reasons. 1, obviously he's got amazing record. 2, England hasn't faced him at all this series, and someone like Malan, who looks in good touch, Joe Root, these guys might find him sort of more challenging because they haven't really faced Ashwin at all this season. So I think that's probably one of the main reasons. And secondly, Ashwin can give you a little bit of obviously if he's at number 8, he's not a bad number 8. So Ashwin can sort of give you that sort of cushioning for a better number 8 bat. I mean, would number 7 be too high for Thakur? I don't know, but we need to find a way to get Ashwin in, I think. So if Ashwin is playing, I guess that would the 4th inning records are amazing, and if it does, because it looks like it will go on the last day because of the weather interruptions, if it does go on the last day, how would you sort of you need Ashwin there, although like your fast bowlers have been doing great, but you need Ashwin, you need someone who can sort of bring in a different kind of challenge for England batsmen. Okay, so that was Ashwin. Okay, now in terms of what would be the mix for the Indian team, so I guess you don't change openers. Pujara at 3, Kohli at 4. Now I think personally I would give Rehane another go, because obviously he hasn't been scoring runs, but because he has scored runs overseas, and the weather forecast is like it's going to be an overcast sort of weather for first 2 or maybe 3 days. It's going to swing more, so I would probably back him one last time and keep the fingers crossed. So Pant is at your number 6, and your number 7 is the question mark. You put Thakur there and have Ashwin at 8, and then you can have 3 more fast bowlers in I hope they bring back Ishant Sharma now that he got a little break, or Shami, and give rest to one of the other fast bowlers. I guess Yadev probably doesn't need any rest. So I would probably, my 11 would be starting from openers: KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, 3 Pujara, 4 Kohli, 5 Rehane, 6 Pant, 7 Thakur, 8 Ashwin, 9 Yadev, 10 Shami, or 9 Shami, 10 Yadev, and number 11, I would probably pick Ishant Sharma there, just because obviously he will bring, he's coming back after a break. He's probably going to be more effective now that he's got a little break. England obviously have announced their squad, so I guess Butler will probably be back, and they're looking to play 2 spinners. I doubt they would, unless the track is obviously super dry because of the conditions. One thing I would say, which why Australia dominated in England over the years, like when they did back in the day, was that their scoring rate was between 3.3 3.5. Okay, so why I'm saying that run rate is important for India, it's actually really important, because if you're scoring at 2.5, right, so you are scoring 225 230 runs in 90 overs, 80 overs, sorry, 8, yeah, you're probably around, if you're scoring 2.5, so you've scored around 200 220 when the second new ball is due, and that is when India have lost a lot of wickets in first 10-12 overs of the second new ball. So ideally, if you're scoring high high threes, or maybe 3.5, you're looking at scoring I guess you're looking at scoring 280. So when you're at 280 with the new ball due, it's completely different from when you are at 200 or 220 with new ball due, because the conditions, obviously, if it's overcast in the second new ball, India will always struggle against good accurate swing bowling. So I guess how Australia countered it was they were scoring at a good rate. Instead of driving, they were more focusing on pulling, even for a length ball, looking to pull rather than do a cover drive on that, just so that obviously on swinging conditions or on English conditions, that's probably as effective if you're good at it. Obviously Matthew Hayden and these guys would pull anything off the length rather than trying to look good and drive through the covers like Kohli does and gets out in the slips, or nick it off. So, but they did, Australia, when they dominated England in England, they did score at a good rate, and when the second new ball was due, they were already close to 300. And then that's even if you lose wickets, you will probably still go past 350, close to 400. So that's my that's my 2 cents for the obviously for the last test match. I hope it will be a good close game between the two. It has been an amazing series so far, so I hope the last one would be a nail biter as well. Thank you. Bye bye.